It was really miserable. It was a miserable time of my life.
Straight out of high school, I got a union job. It was just something that I had no passion for. I felt myself every single Sunday saying to myself, I'm dreading Monday.
This is where we grabbed coffee, the State Luncheonette. Right there, we'd get our coffee there. The worst coffee on earth.
I was getting these migraines constantly, just couldn't function. And the guy I worked with said the doctor called and left a voicemail you should listen to. So instead of listening to the voicemail, I just called the doctor, and he goes, are you sitting down? And you know, when the doctor says, are you sitting down, good news isn't about to follow. And he had said, you have a mass lesion right on your brain about the size of a golf ball behind your eye. And he said, by what I see, you could either have a month, you could have 6 months. You should really, really rethink how you're going to spend the rest of your life. It was one of those eye-opening moments that you say to yourself, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And at that moment, I decided that I was done doing something that I hated. I was going to figure out how to live every moment like it was my last. It's there, and it's going to be there, and at any given moment, it could explode. At any given moment, lights out. That could be today, it could be tomorrow, you don't know. So basically, I said, I'm going to forget that it's there and not think about it every day and not obsess about it and just live every day like it was my last. So quit my job, left the workforce, just put full time into my band, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Show me the rock and roll!
Somewhere around 1999, our band got signed and we went on tour. We drove across the country and we played music all over the place. And I started taking ideas. I said, when I get home, what do I want to do with my life? What is the first thing I bought? I bought a punch-out machine. You walk into my house, I had the big screen TV, I had the pool table, and I had the punch-out machine. There wasn't a couch, there wasn't washer and dryer, none of that shit. It was just punch-out, pool table, big screen TV.
Come on.
And then shortly after the punch-out machine, it broke. Went inside, took it apart, figured out how to fix it. And you're like, wow, it was addicting. It was like, you know what? I want to find another machine. I just started buying machines, taking them home and fixing them.
So it all starts. One day we saw a game on eBay, the nostalgia sets in, and we wind up on a road trip halfway across the country.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No.
We're on a road trip. We're going to pick up a couple games that are very rare. Hey, baby.
Hey, honey. Some interesting stuff in here.
I'll say.
I started buying arcade games. Just buying every arcade game I could find.
Feels like back in 79.
I got 3 really big storage trailers filled with games. And I just went on warehouse raid after warehouse raid.
Sensory overload. When the band hit the first chord, we'd all explode.
This place is a little creepy. Remember this baseball game? This one actually here is for the batting. This is how you swing. You go like that to swing the bat, like how hard you want to swing the bat and what angle. And then this one over here is for the pitching. You can see it says right, break, release, slow and fast. You can throw curveballs and all kinds of stuff. We used to play this game a lot as kids, so we'll definitely take that one home with us. The reason why all of the neck tubes are broken, if you see like this, is because they did it to steel so that they could take the copper off, the little bit of copper. Dan, do me a favor. Just open this one up, and I want to see if the boards are inside this one. All right, thanks. I'll go look for the light switch. Okay.
Sure.
Whoa, Dan.
Yeah.
Star Trek captain's chair.
Is that rare?
Yeah, that's rare. That's definitely coming home with us. 99% of the time, there's 1 or 2 titles that make it worth it the whole trip. So we definitely did good. I don't like to use the word holy grail. I don't like to use that word because it's way overused in my opinion, but for many people, this is a holy grail of arcade collecting. And it's really not in that bad a shape. So this is good. This is a good find. This is definitely coming home with us.
Inside a small town mall, there was a beat up arcade. It was dark and smoky, but the games got played with the right to boast. You know I set the high score quicker than most. I put the pedal to the floor like a spider.
And after I put all the guts I have in it, it'll look something like that after it's all cleaned up. I'll fix it all up, make it look pretty. The side art's perfect. Same thing. 1, 2, 3.
You got some strength to you, kid.
I would scour places that had broken games that they couldn't figure out how to fix. Go down to the boardwalk and just say to the operator, hey, I can take this off your hands. They're sitting in the back room. I'll give you, cash right now. Threw them in the back of my truck, came home and fixed them in 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes it was just a fuse.
TNT Amusements.
Todd! Late one night,
Hey, Richie.
I started flipping the stations. I wasn't tired yet, All of a sudden pops this guy, bigger than life, talking about how he sells these refurbished arcade machines.
We have several thousand machines.
I can remember being a young guy saying, you know what? That's a job right there. That guy's got the life.
Here's an asteroids we took in trade that's been carpeted. Oh, how nice. Would you maybe like this in your house?
Never once did I say to myself, I'm going to try to strive to do that, but here I am. To see my friend Todd Tuckey. Todd Tuckey is the founder and president of TNT Amusements. Whenever I need a part, last minute I can't find something, just call Todd up, and sure enough, I'd say 99.9% of the time he has it, and he always gives me a fair deal. He's a great guy.
Hey, when I got a really rare Space Invaders by Tato, if you want to see it. Why don't you come back? I'll show you what's new.
The best thing to do when you want to run you, resort to what you did as a kid. No fear of any damage, the Greek McKnuckle sandwich.
Let me show you a couple of my classics. Space Panic. Universal made this in 1980. Oh gosh, there's my coffee mug. I knew I left that someplace. Oh man.
Holy
Space Panic. Yeah. This is a cabaret. There's only a few left.
I've seen such a thing.
And look right here. Possibly the only Mayday on planet Earth with a chair on top of it. Most of our customers, in fact, are searching for one specific game. And sometimes it's hard. Richie knows this too, because sometimes you just can't find that game. There's no more left. And as you can see, sadly, we do junk games. You can't get around it. And this stash is just from the last 2 years. There's a Mappy we had to give the last rights to, Burger Time, Galaga, Missile Command, Roadrunner, there's a Battlezone. Listen, we don't junk unless it's absolutely necessary.
Most of the time, when I scrap a game, it's because it was rat infested. Nobody likes the smell of rat pee, and it's really hard to get out.
And especially when it's in your house. Yuck. Let me show you something neat here. This was a kit to convert your beloved Donkey Kong. I hate to say it, but Donkey Kong wasn't making any money. And Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr.'s, they had this wonderful kit. You can convert your game. You got a marquee. You got this plastic overlay. And you got side art. You can see the side art's actually still on this. This was HB Olympics, sort of like a rip-off of track and field. But what's so neat is that the guy that you're playing is actually fat. It's a little fat guy. The kit was only $299. So for $300, you could put new life into your Donkey Kong.
On track and field, the original way to play is by buttons, like this, like that. But on HB Olympics, these up and down is jump and throw, but to run, you actually take the joystick and you go like this, back and forth as fast as you can.
And this is the original Donkey Kong joystick. That's what made it so good. What a great joystick. Can you imagine, 33 years old and still going strong? Richie The Space Invaders is someplace here. I told the guys not to bury. Well, it's pseudo-buried. Well, the good news is,
It's on wheels.
yeah, Operation Thunder will roll easily. Good.
Oh, I'm excited. Look at that. I am so
It's
excited
actually
right
beautiful. And look, it even has the patented bent factory key here. See, I'm going to give you that at no extra charge. Now, I'm going to let you do the honors again, since it's going to be your game.
This is the first time I'm about to see the sides of my new Tato Space Invaders.
Well, it's going to need a little Bondo, but not much. Okay, these are the sound effects. This is the soundboard here, and each of these pots controls the volume intensity of each sound. That could be the fire that you're shooting at the ship. This could be the saucer flying overhead. This could be the background sound that goes dun, 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 dun. And this is the power supply. Look how massive it is. Big heat sinks to keep everything cool. But actually, Richie, I think this is what the problem is with the game. You'll be able to bring this baby back to life, I think.
Little did I know, one game turned into another, which turned into another, and then another.
I knew the way I was. I'm one of those people that, you know, you collect something, you have to have law.
And before you knew it, the couches were in the dining room, and the living room was full of games, and then the basement was full of games, and the games had completely taken over the house.
So we actually made a game room in the basement. And before you know it, the whole basement is lined with arcade games. We would have parties. And our neighbors, the first thing they do, we would just run right down to the basement and start playing games. So at one point, my wife said, "You know what? We should share this."
I remember the day he called me and he told me, he shared his vision with me. And he's like, you know, I have an idea where I can take this, and I think what this area is missing is a arcade, like an actual place where people can come, play video games, have fun, and you know, nothing matters. It's just kind of like it was when we were kids growing up, you know. Parents would drop us off, we'd, you know, with a fistful of quarters, we'd play till it was time to go. He had this vision, and it was amazing because the way he described it to me was like crystal clear, like it was already happening. I'm gonna take these games, I'm gonna build up this arcade, and it's gonna be something huge.
Pretty much, I thought it was kind of nuts. I thought people are really gonna come from all over the country to play these 80s arcade games, and lo